Welcome to IAS Market Talk, your trusted source for timely egg market insights, brought to you by Innovative Egg Services. Each week, we break down the latest beef market trends impacting Northeast Iowa and Southwest Wisconsin, with expert updates tailored specifically for our IAS members. This week, you'll hear directly from Dave Rueber, IAS Beef Production Specialist, who brings decades of experience and deep knowledge of the cattle industry to these conversations. Dave has been providing market updates to producers for years, and now he's bringing those insights straight to you through this podcast. Tune in weekly for what you need to know straight from people you know. With that, here's Dave Rueber with the latest on what's happening in the cattle markets this week.
David Rueber, Beef Production Specialist for Innovative Egg Services, calling with a beef market commentary for August 12th. Not a lot of positive news this week. Weather certainly hasn't been a fan. We've twisted up a lot of crops, a little bit of damage, some buildings here and there. Just tough the last couple days, man. It feels like somebody upset Mother Nature somehow. We need to maybe make atones there. Yeah, the crops weren't affected. You're looking good, but there's certainly enough damage going to cause some harvest delays, I'm sure, out there for some folks. Corn market, boy, caught some fire today. Report day plus 20. Just watch. I'll be surprised a little bit of that doesn't come back tomorrow. Give a little bit back, but boy, it's up 20 cents today. Big opportunity to maybe take a look at adding to some sales if you need to sell some corn. Cattle futures not so good on the upside. We got live cattle futures down 2.5. We got feeder cattle futures down 6. The feeder cattle down because of both live cattle being down and corn up 20 cents. So feeder cattle took the brunt of the damage on the futures market anyway. Really no trade yet this week. Before today, I would have told you I expected steady outside shot at maybe being higher, but probably steady. I would have called last week's market in the high 230s, 237, 238 FOB. There was some 240 delivered prices. And we'd have been as high as anybody in the country last week for fat cattle prices. Boy, I don't know that we're going to see that tomorrow or Friday. We'll see. We just got dog days of August. We're not back to school yet. Labor Day, sometimes you can get a little kick in the prices 3-4 weeks before a holiday as they buy up for the holiday demand with Labor Day. We just got a little bit dragging on this thing, and it's not as resilient of a futures market as it had been. That tells you probably have seen the highs. Feeder cattle continue to be, probably overpriced. They'll soften up a little bit, especially if that corn kind of continues to hold this bump in price. Just that 20 cents, you just added 2 cents to those cost of gains. If you got to use today's corn, well, you're back up there pushing $1.05 cost of gain for steers, $1.10, $1.12 for heifers. It's going to make a lot of these break-evens back up into the 240s. Futures prices in the 220s. That math, that's hard math. So we got some tough sledding ahead of us. I mean, we've had some weather that's kind of taken some pounds off. It's kind of a wild ride on closeouts. We've seen cattle anywhere from making 400 to losing 400 in the last week, depending on when those feeder cattle were bought and how big the cattle were taken and what kind of price they got on them. So, some pretty good volatility there. Going forward, we're going to see a lot of 240s to 250s break-evens. Same deal. That's hard math. You sell those cattle in the 230s, that doesn't add up the way you'd like it to. So just some tough stuff here. We've had some good markets. That doesn't mean the sky is falling. August, historically speaking, has been a tough month to sell cattle. I think we're back to some of that seasonality. So just kind of that's where we're at. Don't sell cattle light. Don't make them 1,700 pounds. Go in between. We'll go where we're at. If you got to sell some corn, boy, might be an opportunity to kind of take a look at doing some of those things. So, certainly volatile markets. Once again, my name is David Rueber, Beef Production Specialist for Innovative Egg Services. Thank you.
That's it for this week's episode of IAS Market Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an update. And if you know a fellow producer who could benefit from this information, share this episode with them. For more updates and insights, visit innovativeag.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We'll catch you next time on IAS Market Talk.
Are you ready for a hands-on role with purpose? Join the facility operations team at Innovative Ag Services, where we value hard work, safety, and community. With locations across Northeast and Central Iowa and Southwest Wisconsin, we offer industry-leading benefits, on-the-job training, and a culture that supports your growth. From competitive pay to a uniform allowance, we invest in our team. Grow with IAS and discover your co-opportunity. Apply today at innovativeag.com.